is the fourth official. And there is Steve Corica, the outstanding servant to Australian and now Australian and New Zealand football. The former Socceroo, a Sydney FC player who won 2 grand finals as a coach and as a player, premierships, and then that Australia Cup 2 years ago. Sakai, vastly experienced Japanese international who spent a decade in Europe with Hanover and then Olympique de Marseille. Plenty of experience in that Auckland side. And for an NPL side, Heidelberg have some experience of their own. 6 players previously playing A-League football. Most recently, Sabit Nyor, the number 11, who arrived back on loan at Heidelberg from the Central Coast Mariners. Well, the 2 goalkeepers, we saw how important they were last week for Michael Voud, who lost a tooth midway through the game against Sydney FC. Don't know if that had any impact on his performance. He made 1 excellent save during the shootout, but otherwise, Sydney made life easy for Auckland in that match. And now we are all set for a start at the very aptly named Olympic Village. And we are underway in the first semi-final of the 2025 Australia Cup. The Giant Killers, Heidelberg United, looking for a 3rd consecutive A-League scalp as they take on perhaps the toughest of them all, the defending premiers. They lost just 3 matches in the A-League last season. Daniel McBreen, they are once again undefeated in the Australia Cup so far, having squeezed past Sydney FC. Can Heidelberg, the Burgers, keep the dream alive?
Well, good evening, Robbie. Why not? Why not indeed? Come up against A-League opposition, as you mentioned, and it's only the mighty Clifton Hill that have been able to score against Heidelberg in this run. They're going to have to find something special to break the defence, but Steve Corica will be looking to his charges to turn it on tonight. Found it a little difficult against Sydney FC. Took it all the way. Another game midweek just to get under their belt before travelling down to Melbourne to prepare for this match.
There is Jake Brimmer, a couple of jeers for the former Melbourne Victory man. Just called up to the Malta national team for their upcoming World Cup qualifiers. That's a fantastic opportunity for him, the former Australia Youth International. Francis de Vries with Sakai, the captain. Not many sides come here and dominate possession. That's a nice touch. Rogerson crosses, cleared by Collins. And now Fulton with the chance to try and break away. Callan Elliott and Brimmer, it was in fact across in cover to do the defending.
Well, as the game gets underway, I'd love to give a shout out to the groundsman. The pitch is in absolutely pristine condition. Perfect for football. Melbourne's turned on the weather as well. We were told it was freezing cold. The wind has died, but it's a beautiful night for football.
A little touch from Nyor, looking for Mo Aidara. Jamal Ali, the attacking right back, still with that left thigh very heavily strapped. Gets it back from Aidara. And Felipe Gallegos, the Chilean, just lets it run out of play. Well, Heidelberg have made a habit of dominating sides here. They like to play an aggressive pressing game. They like to enjoy the Lions' share of possession. That's an early foul by Callan Elliott, who just got himself in a little bit of a muddle. Just a little drag back. The back here looking for Yokokawa. Asahi Yokokawa, the young Japanese playmaker who's Got 12 goals in all competitions this season, including 2 in the Cup. Bizzetto, who scored also 2 goals against Western and the Phoenix. The Phoenix goal just early in the second half. A stunning strike as well.
Well, they had a few opportunities, Heidelberg, against Wellington in the first half. They didn't pull the trigger. And at the end of the game, after their spectacular efforts, they asked them what was said at half-time, and it was, well, shoot. Well, Max Bizzetto was the first to pull the trigger, and from that moment on, there was no turning back.
Heidelberg this evening becoming the first member Fed club to play 19 Australia Cup matches in the current format, 1 more than Sydney United. Sydney United do hold 1 record that Heidelberg will be after. They're the only Fed Cup club into the final of the Australia Cup. Heidelberg and Avondale both eyeing off a place in the showpiece final this year. Gygos, Brimmer able to turn with Mai. Gygos with Sakai. De Vries. Marley Francois is fouled. Got back to his feet, but referee took the time to have a long look at it. We know that Auckland FC are a side that work on their set pieces, that are very efficient from set pieces. That one was taken quickly. Dan Hall under pressure, talking about that pressing game of Heidelberg. Mai's little touchback for Elliott. Here's De Vries with Marley Francois. Comes inside onto that right boot. De Vries outside him. We know the quality in that left boot for crossing as he steps through Ali. That's nicely done. The cutback. Jesse Randall couldn't find a shooting opportunity. Now perhaps for Callan Elliott. Just wide. Yaron Souza unmoved, but the first shot across the bow from the Black Knights.
And no surprise, it comes down that left-hand side. Francis De Vries getting forward. Heidelberg won't want to allow him to get into those positions too often. Such a wand of a left foot on that occasion, choosing to cut the ball back. And Heidelberg scrambled well.
That's a great touch, and now Buljuach, the flag has stayed down. Buljuach is through, and that's a great save from Voud. What an opportunity for the MPL's Golden Boot winner this season, Buljuach.
Well, it was a perfectly timed run and a great ball, but it was a heavy touch, wasn't it, that let him down. And he was looking Michael Voud straight in the eyes. He had the heavy touch, and that was enough. Great ball through. You see here, timing of the run is perfect. And just there, it's a little heavy, and that's just enough to allow the keeper to get out and smother. And that's a glorious opportunity gone begging.
He is quick, raging bull, but not that quick. Now, Heidelberg have a set piece of their own, and they're taking their time. Asahi Yokokawa standing over it. Whips it in. It's a good ball as well. Plenty of tall timber in there for Auckland. Dan Hall with the header away. Marley Francois just about gets it away, and now Sabit Noor. That's come off Francois last, according to Sabit Noor, but also, more importantly, the referee's assistant on this near side. Here's Collins. It was his cross-field ball that was at the origin of that first opportunity for Heidelberg. Ryan Lethlane was at Brisbane Roar last season. Fulton takes the throw quickly for Yokokawa. Referee allows the advantage with Juach. Now Fulton has to be at work not tomorrow morning. He must be enjoying that. He's had to be at work at 7 a.m. the day after the last 2 cup wins for Heidelberg. His job as a civil engineer, this Heidelberg side, they are semi-professional. Players working in construction. There are a couple of Uber drivers amongst them as well, as Mo Idara earns a corner. And for the moment, it's a spirited effort so far from Heidelberg. It's not out for a corner in the end. It's going to be a throw. Yokokawa with Ali. Brimmer with a good challenge, but he's given that away to Lesiotis. Now Noor, his shot didn't catch it as he would have liked. John Anastasiades ruse, another half chance gone begging.
Well, it's been a good start from the MPL side, hasn't it? Asking some questions of the Auckland defence. We know how solid they were last season in the A-League. No Nando Pineacker tonight. Obviously had surgery, out for a few months. So a little bit of a change at the back for Auckland as they go forward.
Here's Elliott. Gets it back to Logan Rogerson. That foul diving in. Anthony Lesiotis, and a first booking of the evening. 10 minutes in for the former Melbourne Victory and Western Sydney Wanderer.
Well, he's lunged in, hasn't he? Hasn't given the referee much option there.
Well, they've every right to be confident, don't they, Heidelberg, going into this one. They're not playing in the first 10 minutes like a side that has fear in the belly against Auckland. Francis de Vries now. And that left foot you were talking about, Macca, standing over this free kick. He leaves it for Marley Francois. Ball to the back post. Well defended by Collins. Brimmer. Oh, that's a good ball. The opportunity across the face of goal. It wouldn't have counted. The flag was up for offside against Francis de Vries.
Well, there's a taste of what we used to see from Jake Brimmer a few years ago. Player of the year, of course, at Melbourne Victory. Hasn't quite hit those heights since, but here's a little taste. Just saw the run of de Vries, and that is a wonderful pass. Just went a little too early, though. And a little warning shot for the Burgers' defence.
And already, as we suspected it might be, a couple of chances at both ends. Entertaining start. It does take 2 to tango. Here's Brimmer again. Ben Collins out. Jake Brimmer Macca called up to the Maltese national team. World Cup qualifier against Lithuania coming up. And then San Marino, following in the footsteps of a few other A-League Maltese internationals. Do I put you on the spot?
Oh,
you know one of them very well.
John Hutchinson, yeah.
Absolutely. Trent Bahaja, most recently
Trent,
as well. And then the leader, of course, was Manny Muscat. As it's cleared. Callan Elliott gives it away. Another chance for Buljuach to stretch his legs, and this time the touch wasn't heavy. It wasn't heavy enough.
Well, it looked like it just held up just as he went to take his touch and slowed up on him. That's 2 opportunities now for him to break clear.
Guillaume Mai with Marley Francois. Here's de Vries. Francois again. Mai making the run now. De Vries with the delivery. Cleared by Lesiotis. Sakai. with Callan Elliott. And back they come with Dan Hall. Gygos and Brimmer both will be looking to make a strong impression in the middle of the park, because there's still Louis Verstraete to come back. He's on the bench this evening, the Belgian who was outstanding last year. Ooh, Collins. Big air swing. Has he been fouled? No, says the referee. Lesiotis with Fulton. He's got Pizzetto ahead of him. Buljuach in the middle. Yokokawa and Noor arriving, but he's back with Lethlean. Yaron Surza, the former Central Coast Mariner, with the ball forward for Fulton. It's a good ball. Misjudged by Elliott. Great ball for Pizzetto. Well, he scored from that kind of range against Wellington Phoenix. He looked for a teammate in the middle. Unselfishly, but in the end, ineffectively.
Well, he had support, didn't he? It's a bit Noor was coming in at the back post as well. It's one of those split-second decisions, shoot or pass. I'm just wondering if he's wishing he could take that one back. It all started from that long ball from Yaron Souza, releasing down the left.
Well, Fulton has an outstanding engine. Started out life as a winger before being converted into a fullback. Flag up for offside. Now Gygos with Sakai. De Vries again, seeing a lot of the football, the New Zealand international. Moaidara. Nokokawa's little flick only finds Guillermo Mai, who tries his luck from distance.
Well, we know we can hit him from those areas. We've seen it before. Just a little rushed on that occasion.
Brimmer. Pressure from Buljuach. Brimmer goes and picks up again off Dan Hall. And you can see they're hungry, the Burgers, chasing it down, but Auckland have managed to play their way through. Now the break is on. Callan Elliott gets it back down that right-hand side, and it's going to be a corner for Auckland. And that, again, spells danger for Heidelberg.
Well, every time there's a set piece in that front third, straight away you think of Francis de Vries as he marches over on that left-hand side. He's going to whip this right in on top of Yaron Souza, I would say.
They will soon have another weapon from these set pieces. Sam Cosgrove, who's only been at the club for a couple of weeks, not yet fit enough to start, but we can expect to see him in the second half. The Englishman, signed from Barnsley. De Vries goes back post, gives it some air. Good defensive header. Yokokawa, it was with the header away. Now De Vries. Flag stays down. Cross in. Yokokawa again, beating Guillermo Mai that time. Brimmer, some nice touches. Callan Elliott. Good tackle from the Senegalese midfielder, Moaidara. Nice little 1-2, good football, Heidelberg. Free kick. May have gone looking for it.
Well, I'll have to say I agree, but it was good defensive effort here at first. Great tackle there. And then the confidence to play out. And I think he realised he was running out of area there. Yep.
Now Collins, long, one for Noor to chase. He's got the pace on De Vries. Sakai is quick. Fantastic from the veteran Hiroki Sakai, whose tackle even manages to stay in play. Corner it will be for Heidelberg, but Sakai, who I think copped a little knee on the back of the head, has stayed down. We might take the opportunity of this little break before the corner to head down to Michael Zapponi, who's on the sidelines for us. Zappers.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie. Great atmosphere here at Olympic Village. A much bigger crowd than we saw at the quarterfinal, and they're still starting to come through. There's only one turnstile to come through, so fans still making their way through and making plenty of noise from that outer grandstand side. One of the noticeable things from Heidelberg early doors has been their physicality. Yes, they've been good with the ball, but they've been able to match it physically with Auckland. We know Auckland are one of the biggest and most physical teams in the A-League men competition. That hasn't deterred Heidelberg early on, and you touched on this earlier. Heidelberg have the luxury of a whole week to prepare for this one, because leading into the quarter-final and earlier stages of this competition, they were playing midweek football as well. So they're going to match it for the 90 minutes tonight, you get the sense.
Now the corner for Heidelberg as Michael Zapponi on the sidelines there with his views. It's Yokokawa to take. In it comes. Good ball. Free header. Oh, and just wide of the top corner from the captain, Ben Collins.
Well, I've been really impressed with Ben Collins through this campaign. We spoke about the danger that Auckland may have later with Cosgrove, but Ben Collins is a big figure as well. Got up well, trying to guide it into that top corner. Wasn't too far away.
Spent time at Western United in the A-League, Ben Collins. Just a couple of matches.
Well, I'll tell you what, A-League teams could do worse.
Well, there have been a few players in this year's edition
of
the Australia Cup who have shown their quality. Now Lethlean has to close down the space quickly. Jesse Randall, who had 6 goals in 4 pre-season matches, including the Cup before last weekend's match against Sydney FC, where he finally failed to hit the back of the net. Always a danger in the box. And he is one of those 5 New Zealand internationals who'll be taking on Australia in the Soccer Ashes next week on Network 10 and Paramount Plus. Francis de Vries, Callan Elliott, Logan Rogerson, and a certain Ollie Sale, who's just arrived at Auckland from Perth Glory, cup-tied. Ball in from de Vries is a good one, so is the header again, Collins. Crowd wanting a high boot there. Lethlean clears. Now Nyor stays on his feet, gets past Brimmer, but the ball's given away as they look long. That's well played. Moaidara pouncing on the ball in midfield, spraying it wide for Pizzetto. He keeps it in, Max Pizzetto. Nicely done. Oh, and the cross, having done the hard part and get the better of Logan Rogerson in that wide position, unable to pick out a player with the cross.
Well, good positive play again. Asking the questions of the A-League premiers.
Now that's hit the referee. Heidelberg thought they should have had it. Now who's going to get it here? Because both sides seem to be claiming the ball. It will be a Heidelberg ball.
No, I think it's Auckland, wasn't it, that played the last one? No, maybe Auckland. Heidelberg must have got a touch. It's interesting from our position here, Robbie, the 2 coaches giving their instructions. You've got Steve Corica asking Francois to go inside so de Vries can get over, and then John Anastasiadis is then telling his players how to coach and how to move around to counter that. Real chessboard game going on here just in front of us.
2 very astute coaches of the game with fantastic playing careers as well. Steve Corica, who spent so long in the UK as well as in Australia. Leicester, Wolves, a spell in Japan with Sanfrecce as well for Steve Corica. John Anastasiades, nearly a decade with PAOK in the Greek First Division. And then returning, he's been on a fantastic coaching journey and has shown over the years his quality as a coach as well at this level. Still biding his time for an opportunity. The next step up. Noor, closed down. Francois and De Vries doing the defending. Aaron Souza looks long again. They're trying to double team Callan Elliott out there with Pizzetto and Fulton. Fulton has to track back quickly. Throw goes Auckland's way. Heidelberg, who finished the MPL season in second place, have qualified for the inaugural championship, which starts later this year, alongside Avondale, who are one of the founding clubs of the championship and who won the minor premiership in the Victorian MPL. Jesse Randall, dispossessed by Lesiotis.
And Auckland also have been named in a new tournament as well, yeah?
They have indeed, as Sakai. Was he holding on to Sabit Nyor? Yes, says the referee, and it's going to be a booking for Hiroki Sakai, who's claiming he was the one being held.
Well, from our angle, I think the referee may have got it right. Another look here, where you can see there, Hiroki Sakai is all over the back of Nyor.
So that's a yellow card apiece. 25 minutes in. Auckland named in the inaugural Oceania Professional League alongside Christchurch. And something that made a few waves across the Tasman. No Wellington Phoenix. No Auckland City either, who didn't apply in the end. Yokokawa's ball in. The header from Collins. Lethlean won't get there. Flags up for offside. South Melbourne into the Oceania League as well, representing Australia. Raises plenty of interesting questions. Answers a little harder to come by, perhaps.
Well, the more competitive football matches, the better.
Absolutely. More professional pathways for players in Australia and Oceania will make the whole region stronger. It's long from Vowed. Rogerson gets there, whips it in towards Guillermo Mai. Cleared, but not far enough. Brimmer with Jesse Randall. Brimmer again is lurking. Marley Francois with the snapshot. Heidelberg yet to concede a goal in the Australia Cup proper. De Vries with Gallegos. Marley Francois. His cross to the back post. It was there for the striking. And Guillermo Mai, one of the finer technicians in this Auckland side, unable to keep the shot down.
Well, it wasn't a bad cross, was it? And I think it just got a little tight to his body. He was looking to swing the laces through it and then had to readjust and couldn't quite twist the hips.
Collins again, winding up with the big left foot. Brimmer with Hall. Now Rogerson. Fulton flattened. Free kick. Callan Elliott disbelieving.
I don't think there was too much arguing on that one.
Three shots to two in favour of the visitors, Auckland, as we approach the half hour. But Buljuach with a fantastic opportunity for Heidelberg. He's making the run in behind them again. Sakai, very watchful at the back, had to be. The flag stayed down.
Well, it was Sakai who just dropped a little further, it looked, than his teammates, that allowed Juach to stay onside there, so did well to recover.
Brimmer, good ball for Mai. Oh, fantastic little reverse pass, looking for Jesse Randall, just overhit.
It was the right idea, wasn't it? The run down the left here from Marley Francois brought the defenders out. There was a little opening through the middle. Just needed to be a little more precise with the pass.
These semi-finals, which were only confirmed as being played this weekend after much toing and froing between all the clubs. It was the fact that the two NPL sides finished first and second in NPL Victoria, Avondale and Heidelberg, which meant they had a bye in the first weekend of the finals, which made this an ideal position, at least for the NPL sides, to play. Auckland FC had other plans that they had to change, including, I'm reliably informed, a few days off for players and staff, which they'll be hoping
Well,
got pushed back a week.
I'm reliably informed that those days off will happen after this event, but a little bit of restructuring. That's the nature of football. Auckland were due to stay behind after their game with Sydney, play Western Sydney
on the Wednesday and then go home on the Thursday. Instead, they came here as Rogerson can't fire the cross away quickly enough. In fact, it was Guillermo Mai. Another corner this time. Again for that potential in-swinger from De Vries, which is taken short with Francois. Now De Vries with a different angle to work with. Can't get past Fulton, the first player.
Well, he just put his arm up to apologise to his teammates. Hasn't quite found his range tonight.
Which is unusual given the caviar we were treated to last year from the left boot of Francis De Vries. Overhit that time from Hiroki Sakai. Possession is Auckland's, territory is Auckland's as well, but as Heidelberg have shown so far in this season, as the referee wants to have a word to Logan Rogerson for dragging back Fletcher Fulton.
Well,
he's lucky to avoid a booking on that one.
I've seen yellow cards given for less.
They go long again, but Pizzetto and Fulton weren't on the same page, momentarily at least. Fulton again with Aidara. Lethlean. Auckland looking to ramp up their pressing game as well. It's effective. Heidelberg all the way back to Souza. Noor has to come inside. Aidara with Noor, able to turn. Well, he had an option for an early pass. Sabit Noor couldn't find him now. Mai. Twisting and turning with Francois. Francois still shoots from distance. Oh, took a terrible bounce in front of Souza, who just managed to react in time. In the end, it's a pretty good save.
Well, what was seeming to be a regulation save, it just bobbles off the pitch. Just enough to get his face behind it, I believe, in the end. Look at that bounce. Got the shoulder and the face. And who's there to clear? None other than Ben Collins. Well, saying the pitch is in perfect condition. Maybe it's been chewed up in one of those tussles on a corner, because that was unexpected.
Long throws have been a weapon for Auckland. In it comes towards Dan Hall, left lean, who is big and strong at the back as well. Held his own on that occasion. Brimmer with Gallegos. He looks for a probing ball forward for Jesse Randall. You can see what the idea was. Can't get past Jamal Ali, but he's won it back. Courtesy of De Vries. The square ball from Randall only finds a yellow shirt. Now Gallegos, good turn. De Vries again with Randall. And again, the little misunderstanding.
Well, the offside flag's gone up as well. And I think De Vries realised once he wrapped around it, well, I'm out of the play now. You just feel that Auckland have just ramped it up a little in the last 5 or so minutes. A little bit more field position. Asking a little more of the Heidelberg defence.
Good ball, flag up against Jesse Randall, who hit it from a tight angle.
Well, it was another good line, wasn't it, from the Heidelberg defence. See there, it's not too far off. It's just a lean, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but looks like the right decision.
You can see Ben Collins holding his line centrally there, arm up. You can see it unfolding in front of him.
Fulton with Yokokawa. And now Souza. Collins wants it on that left boot. It's an outside of the left boot pass, looking for Sakai, who for the moment is winning his duel with Buljuach. Heidelberg have been strong in this, their first ever Australia Cup semi-final. Lesiotis does well.
Confident play from Yaron Souza.
And then long again, but Buljuach is coming back from an offside position. Francois, here's De Vries. The cut back. I think he was looking for Jesse Randall. He almost found Jake Brimmer. John Anastasiades screaming for his side to step up, to not play quite so deep. They are inviting a little bit of pressure at the moment. Brimmer, Gallegos. That's a great ball for Francois. And a great challenge from Jamal Ali. Oh, but they've given it away. Gallegos for Randall. Jesse Randall shoots, and it flashes across the face of goal.
Well, again, on the first, it was great defending. Great challenge there from Ali. Wonderfully timed challenge, but then sloppy pass, giving it away on the edge of the box.
Souza again looking long, dealt with by Dan Hall. Referee took a moment to hear the case for the prosecution and the defence before deciding free kick. Indeed, for handball against Jake Brimmer. Collins for Niort. Good challenge from Marley Francois. He does get the throw. Sabit Niort just dragging the ball back. Six minutes to go in the first half. Ball over the top for Jesse Randall. And again, Collins. It just wouldn't sit for Jesse Randall.
Well, he couldn't drop it down, could he? Jesse Randall, but Ben Collins, who initially got caught on the wrong side, recovered well, recovered possession, and moved them forward again.
Heidelberg, who Yaron Souza told us pre-match, feel like they have some unfinished business this season, having lost the Doherty Cup final, having been pipped to the post in the MPL Premiers race. Rogerson still going. Rogerson with Gygos now. Cleared by Ali.
Well, you can probably hear Johnny Anastasiadis there telling his team we need to keep the ball more. As the game's gone on, feels that Auckland have had more possession, controlled it in better areas as well. There's a little bit more pressure when the Burgers win that ball back.
Perhaps also alarming, that's a clever touch from Mai. Gets it back from Rogerson. Guillermo Mai shoots, deflected, might yet fall. Marley Francois. Souza gets there. Francois again off the crossbar. So close for the A-League Premiers. Heidelberg resisting, but only just.
They're drawing ever closer, Auckland. Starting to test that back line. Pressure is just starting to tell a little on Heidelberg.
Well defended by Ali. It was a good attempt at a switch of play from Jake Brimmer, who has that in his locker now. De Vries again drives it in again. Doesn't get the elevation required to beat the first player. Gygos. Outside. Early ball for Rogerson. Lesiotis can't get there. It's a good ball. Oh, and Mai just took it away from Marley Francois in the end. And Sabit Niort wins a goal kick.
Well, he's done well in the end there. Niort under pressure from Francis de Vries. But again, another 4-8 into the box from Auckland. Yaron Souza was quick off his line. Follow up. Just skims the crossbar. And they're walking the tightrope.
Dan Hall clears, but here comes Fulton on the charge again. Oh, it's a good run now. Callan Elliott has been involved in a couple of challenges there with Fletcher Fulton.
Well, is there a case for a yellow card again? I'm not too sure if Fulton was going to chase that ball down. Maybe that was the mitigating factor.
Now, Asahi Yokokawa, the 23-year-old Japanese playmaker, plays it short with Lesiotis. His cross back post. Oh, I thought for a moment Sabitnyor was arriving unmarked. And Jesse Randall's touch lets him down. And the long ball forward from Yaron Souza. It looked for a moment like there might have been enough confusion for Heidelberg to take advantage of, not in the end.
Well, it was both keepers trying to get an assist, wasn't it? Michael Vowed with the release. No one at home for Heidelberg. Ali did well, and Souza doing the same.
Now Marley Francois, there's a lot of one-out running at the moment. That's a clever ball from Mai with Randall. Turns into a wall of yellow. Clever from Yokokawa, wouldn't sit for Lesiotis though. Now Lethlean under pressure. Oh, that's well played, Gallegos. Souza gets there.
Well, the pressure continues to pile on from Auckland. Heidelberg finding it increasingly difficult to play out from the back.
Well, we can hear the Heidelberg bench just saying, try and keep the ball a little bit. That's well played, Yokokawa for Nyor. Running at Francois and De Vries. Nyor. He's kept it alive, Jamal Ali. His cross. Lesiotis now, that's a clever turn on the edge of the area, but it shoots wide.
Well, nice feet, wasn't it? Nyor at first, just drawing the defenders out. It's a neat little turn as the ball comes to Lesiotis, and he just drags it with his left foot. Tried to get it away quickly. Lovely quick feet in tight area.
2 minutes of stoppage time, scoreless at Olympic Village. The MPL Victoria representatives. Heidelberg United. Heidelberg Alexander. The Heidelberg Warriors. They are holding for the moment the Black Knights, the might of Auckland FC, the A-League Premier's Plate winners in their inaugural season. And whatever happens from here on in, we are going to have a new name on the Australia Cup because all 4 semi-finalists are debutants at this level. Avondale and Newcastle tomorrow. The final penciled in, I will say, for early October. No free kick going Jesse Randall's way. Lesiotis, nice little turn. Pizzetto look to take over now. Jamel Ali, the Somalian. Oh, he's been dispossessed by Francois and Randall. Gallegos is forward. Jesse Randall still. No way past Sabitnyor, but Gallegos was there to help out. Now, Mohan Haidara rides that challenge. Nor, it's a little bit messy, it's a little bit ragged. And it's a free kick for Heidelberg. The 2 minutes of stoppage time are up. I wonder how much longer the referee will add on. Not much. Half time in Melbourne, where John Anastasiades' side, and for the coach himself, hoping it's a case of third time lucky in the semi-finals. Well, they've had their chances, Heidelberg, but as that first half wore on, Auckland began to flex and show their strength as the A-League defending premiers. But at half-time at Olympic Village, Heidelberg United 0, Auckland FC 0. at the break. Both sides going through a little mini warm-up. John Anastasiades, whose side have been full of heroics so far in this campaign. Well, they have to dig a little bit deeper now, because after beating two A-League sides back-to-back, they are facing a very stern test. And to be fair, holding their own, but at times only just. Marley Francois hitting the crossbar late in the first half, as it looked as though Auckland FC pressure would finally tell. But Heidelberg have resisted. Heidelberg have held their own, and Heidelberg had their own chances in that first half as well to continue this incredible giant killing run. They have captured the imagination of the Victorian press as well. Can they keep it going? We'll have 45 minutes. And if neither side can break the deadlock, Daniel McBreen, on a cold and rainy night in Olympic Village, will be heading to extra time. And perhaps penalties yet again. Let's hope not. It was an entertaining first half of football, as Auckland looking to stun at the start of the second half, the way Heidelberg did against Wellington Phoenix.
Well, it was an entertaining first half. And Heidelberg, you could argue, had the best opportunity. Bull Dwight through on goal with a heavy touch. But as the game wore on, that first half started to err on the side of Auckland's.
Bull Dwight with Pizzetto. That's come off Brimmer. Throw goes Heidelberg's way. Jake Brimmer trying that old rule of, if I can take the throw in quickly enough, perhaps I'll end up winning it.
Well, it's a big game and season for Jake Brimmer, trying to re-establish himself as a starting player. As we said, player of the season in the A-League, Warren medalist just a few seasons ago, and hasn't hit the heights since. So he'll be looking to really make an impact. He's had his moments in the first half, a couple of good passes, incisive passes. And he'll be looking to try and grab this game by the scruff of the neck and take control, really dictate the play, get him the ball in these positions. And looking to spray those kind of passes, not hitting the mark on that occasion.
Just a little bit too hasty that time from Jake Brimmer to try and find Jesse Randall. His run to rub shoulders with Ben Collins there, Jesse Randall. I'm not sure if there were a couple of words said. Gygos with Rogerson. Here's Callan Elliott. Had a spell away from the A-League, the former Wellington Phoenix defender, before returning with Auckland last season. Has had to bide his time because Oroki Sakai, who is playing in the centre of defence at the moment, his first choice right back. Francois against Jamal Ali. He's defended well, but here's Gallegos. Back outside with De Vries. First time ball, clever with Mai. Cuts it back. Good save. Souza at his near post. Jesse Randall. So dangerous from those little moments. It's all he needs.
Well, it was a very patient build-up from Auckland. A couple of opportunities to put the cross in. And it was that pass there from De Vries that just opened up the chance. And Jesse Randall just couldn't quite get enough on it to beat Yaron Souza, who was comfortable at the near post.
Heidelberg yet to concede in the Australia Cup 2025. Francois with the corner. In it comes. Good ball as well, and Souza on his line. Great save. Back in from Guillermo Mai to the back post, and Souza again comfortable.
Well, he's done well, hasn't he? For a brief moment, it looked as though it was going to go over him. And got up quickly. Solid hand on it. Took it right off the head. Was it Dan Hall that was going in there? Yeah, it was.
Former Mariner teammate, I'd say, from 3 or 4 seasons ago.
And he has been immense for Heidelberg in this cup run.
Well, it's part of what the cup offers, isn't it? Ben Collins spoke about it during the week. It's a chance for those that didn't quite make it at A-League level to, and to quote Ben Collins and not put words in his mouth, stick it up him a little bit. Having seen your contract expire and not be renewed. Also does show the quality as Fulton, the Tasmanian, with the big up and under towards Yokokawa. Sakai comes off second best against Bull Juach. He's got Sabitnur ahead of him. Juach still going. The shot, great block from Dan Hall. How about that as well? Clever little touches from Marley Francois.
Well, nice play from both teams there. Juach with the strength to use his body just there to roll his defender. And as he had runners going either way, he took the time to drive on and get the strike away, and he's just copped the ball here to the face, I believe, just in trying to win the ball back.
Referee immediately calling. Oof, right on the jaw. Jake Brimmer catching Bull Juach. Anthony Lesiotis didn't like it. Hiroki Sakai, ever the diplomat, coming and just settling down any friction. Juach is back to his feet. 20 goals in the Victorian NPL, having signed for Heidelberg at the start of the season from Altona Magic. A golden boot for the South Sudan international.
Well, we saw Michael Vowd lose a part of a tooth in the last round. Maybe they'll just get the dentist out to have a quick look. You can see the blood on the bottom lip there. Hopefully a full complement of Nash's still there.
Juach rejoins. Sakai now with Brimmer. Looks for Elliott. It's a good ball from Brimmer. That's a good ball from Callan Elliott, but Lethlean does well. Idara's touch. Gaigos under pressure. That's a good challenge from Pizzetto, but Gaigos comes away with it. Frustration on the Heidelberg bench. The switch. Elliott. Cross. Back post. Beyond Jesse Randall. Turn behind, though. It's going to be a corner for Auckland.
Well, Auckland bench clearly saying what they want to do.
There's something coming here. Francis de Vries only just managed to hear John Gould and Steve Corica. Now it's taken with Brimmer. Oh, and there was the move. A little 1-2-3 on the edge of the box. Lesiotis, oh, he's done brilliantly well to release Juach. Okokawa charging through the middle. Juach needs to find her teammate and couldn't do so. Well defended by de Vries, who did just enough to hold him up.
Well, he needed to get his head up, didn't he? Okokawa was making an advanced run. He'd blown off his defenders. Just a square ball was needed.
Now Mai looking for the contact as he ran inside. Caught by Max Pizzetto. Scored the second goal against Wellington Phoenix. A great finish into the top corner. Marley Francois with Gallegos. Francois again with Brimmer. Cut back. Well played. Mai's cross. That was a really well played ball from Guillermo Mai. Souza couldn't come for it. Defence dealt with it.
Well, that's the second foray down that left-hand side where they've been patient, intricate passing to get inside the box and cross from closer to the goal. Heidelberg able to deal with it again on this occasion. Left lean stooping with the header.
Well, we know they can defend. They haven't conceded yet after 3 consecutive clean sheets. 3.5 now in the league, but they are under pressure here at Olympic Village. Francois' ball in. Dan Hall was there. And having gone close a couple of minutes ago, he was even closer there.
Well, it was a great ball right across the 6-yard. Dan Hall coming away from the line. You see, just trying to get up. And you'd have to say, defender did just enough.
Within the limits of the law.
Yeah.
Just. So long. Francois' header. Can't find Jesse Randall. Collins. Well done again by the experienced Ben Collins. Now for Souza. Under pressure. He doesn't take any chances. Straight out of play. Ten minutes gone in the second half. Yokokawa able to turn. Pizzetto. Joach ahead of him. Pizzetto still goes outside. Callan Elliott does well, but has he kept it in? He has. Throw in. Kept it in insofar as has prevented a corner. The throw for Fulton. Clever touch. Lesiotis gets it back to the edge of the box. Idara. Heidelberg. Oh, and the touch in the end improvised from Lesiotis. A little too heavy. And a quick release from Voud. Sees De Vries charge up the left-hand side. Heidelberg don't want this game to get too stretched. Auckland, we know from last season, they only need 1 goal to kill off a football match. Elliott. Inside. Dan Hall. Brimmer. Little 1-2 with Mai. De Vries helps it on its way for Francois. Brimmer again. Guillermo Mai, nice turn. And he tackles Jamal Ali. Out of play, goal kick.
We're just getting to that stage of the match now where you're thinking either team may look to their subs. Auckland players all down in the corner warming up. Heidelberg all safely seated down in their bench. We've known John Anastasiadis to use plenty of players in this run. 5 changes on 2 occasions, so he won't be afraid to use the bench, knowing that they've been and done it.
You're lunging in on Sakai. Referee says yes, free kick in the end. Against Sabit Nyor for that challenge. Just lunging in on Sakai. Second semi-final tomorrow afternoon on Paramount Plus. Avondale versus the Newcastle Jets. Coverage from 2:30 p.m. Ball over the top from Elliott. Only finds Lethlean. Oh, that wasn't the most composed, but well played. Fulton did ever so well to get the better of Rogerson. The Uruguayan, back outside with Rogerson. Oh, that must have been close. Just coming back from an offside position. Souza, Ben Collins making himself available against Randall. Once the throw, doesn't get it. Works during the day for Jetstar. Ben Collins has his own startup company as well, which he created with help from the PFA. A special fund that the PFA has to help footballers, professional footballers, with their post-professional career. De Vries, good ball in towards Rogerson. Yellow shirts do well. Yokokawa's touch, can't find Pizzetto. You can hear Anastasiades asking for his team to lift. They've played a lot of football in the last few weeks. Heidelberg, it hasn't all gone their way either. The cup has been, in the end, a real breath of fresh air for them as they fell away in the league. Oh, as Guillermo Mai with a firecracker from distance. It was moving around, just didn't dip enough.
Well, you can see the space is afforded there to get the strike away, and Anastasiades has been imploring his team to get to the second balls, to close down the spaces, and they've just sent the subs bench out to warm up. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of fatigue starting to set in. Auckland starting to really wrestle this game in their favour.
Well, after going 24 matches without a loss in all competitions, as that's given away by Lethlean, they lost to Avondale, controversially, in the 103rd minute of their league match. They then followed that up with a, I will tell you, controversial loss in the Doherty Cup final against South Melbourne as well. And then 2 draws to finish the league season against Oakley and Port Melbourne. Meant they hung on for second place, but were unable to prevent Avondale winning their second MPL Premiership. Well, that's a good run. Mai. Again, no way through. Collins. Coolly done. Yokokawa for Sabitnyor. He is quick. Sakai, who has shown already in pre-season that he's no slouch either. "13 shots to 4 in favour of Auckland. It tells you of the A-League side's domination so far, but not on the scoreboard. And that is the danger of cup football.
That's it, one chance. Commit an extra player forward and the ball gets released and you can get caught on the counter.
Elliott's ball forward, Fulton does well. Oh, and Heidelberg wanted a free kick. They didn't get it. But Callan Elliott very generously, with a little hesitation with Logan Rogerson, and Heidelberg have the ball back. Ryan Lethlean not taking any chances. Brimmer. Rogerson. Elliott overlapping. It opens up inside for Logan Rogerson. Still going. Gygos for Elliott. Only finds Fulton at the near post. That's a great run from Lesiotis. Brilliant run. from the man that used to play Asian Champions League football with Melbourne Victory. Now Sabit Nyor comes inside. Lesiotis invites Yokokawa forward. He gets there, keeps it alive for Heidelberg. Cross blocked by Rogerson. Now Fulton. Yokokawa again. Moaidara. Lesiotis, well, there was something on there for Heidelberg.
Well, they're the moments that they need to capitalise on. And Auckland are readying a couple of attacking substitutions. Cosgrove and Lucky Brook, I believe, getting there.
And Louis Verstraete as well. Triple change. Coming for Steve Corica's side, who did go to 120 minutes last week. Heidelberg preparing a change of their own. Jay McGowan is ready to come on. A very active player, industrious in the middle of the park. There is Louis Verstraete. Lockie Brook, who got the opening goal. Probably looked like it was going to be the winner in the 85th minute, only for Joe Lolly to equalise 2 minutes later in the quarter-final at Jubilee Stadium last Saturday. Heidelberg, who'd played midweek. Now, Max Pizzetto is the player coming off. Worked hard, toiled. Max Pizzetto, no moment of magic like there was against Wellington Phoenix. And now the triple changes, or has there been a little change of heart there for Louis Verstraete? Looks as though it is only going to be Lockie Brook and Sam Cosgrove, the two new signings for Auckland.
They've just put Marley Francois' number up twice.
And now
Jesse Randall,
as
we expected.
Jesse Randall was hoping for a moment that it wasn't the number 21. It is so Sam Cosgrove, who played his part in the goal for Lockie Brook. Logan Rogerson's shot that was parried into the path of Brook, but he's a quality footballer. Lockie Brook, as we know from the A-League, and Sam Cosgrove. We'll see what he brings as he approaches full fitness. Now, Mai had Brook to the right, didn't use him. Comes back with Brimmer. Rogerson, who's switched flanks with the introduction of Lockie Brook. De Vries, ball to the back post and jeers from the home fans.
Well, that's what Auckland would want. De Vries getting forward, delivery in the box, and Cosgrove on the end. De Vries hasn't really found his range tonight on the delivery.
Here is Guillermo Mai again with Lockie Brook. Oh, great pass for Cosgrove. First time effort, well saved. Souza, who came out quickly.
Well, the two substitutes combining well. Lockie Brook getting on the ball, and immediately Sam Cosgrove runs in behind. And as he has done on so many occasions, Aaron Souza made himself big and strong.
Elliott looking to get away from McGowan. Forced back to Hall. Now Gygos, he looks long for Cosgrove. No way past Lethlean. Lethlean may just have the height advantage over Cosgrove, I think, there, which means that he's got to be around the 195.
And there's another look. Lovely ball from Lockie Brook. Great run as well. You'd think if that goes anywhere else, it might be nestling in the back of the net.
Here's Gyagos. Cosgrove. Well, it was that kind of little flick that was in the build-up to Lockie Brook's goal. McGowan takes it away from Elliott. Oh, he's done well, McGowan. Can't keep it alive, though. That throw goes Auckland's way as Louis Verstraete is now going to come into the contest.
Well, not quite yet.
at the next break of play, perhaps. Still receiving some instructions from assistant coach Danny Hay. It's a tight contest, isn't it? 20 minutes to go. Cosgrove's chance, along with Guillermo Mai's shot from 25 yards out, the best that Auckland have managed to muster in this second half. Sabid Noor and Buljuach have both had runs that didn't end in a dangerous shot. Michael Vowd hasn't had too much to do in this second half between the posts for Auckland. Haidara, well, that's a good ball. Again, Noor one to chase. Collins rides the challenge. Was there a hand? There was. Callan Elliott. Lockie Brook long, but just setting up a 50-50 challenge between Ali and Rogerson. Jamel Ali hasn't got forward too often. That's what they did at the first half, but they've failed since then to isolate Francis de Vries in those wide positions because he's not the quickest. Change coming. Verstraete will replace Jake Brimmer. Back in the starting 11.
This is a quick message for Alia Hussein to please proceed to the ticket box. Alia Hussein to please proceed to the ticket box.
Shake of the hand from Jake Brimmer for the referee Tim Danaskos.
22, Jake Brimmer, and coming on the pitch, number 6, Louis Verstraete.
Well, it shows the quality of the Auckland bench, doesn't it? When you bring on a Verstraete who made a huge impact last season. They perhaps just losing a little degree of creativity as here's Haidara looking for Fulton. Oh, and that could easily have fallen for Juach.
Well, that was close, wasn't it? Like you said, Robbie, the longer that Auckland don't score, those moments, as we encroach on the last 15 minutes of the match, have a little bit more of a heightened sense of meaning, and that was very close.
And that's where Buljuach really earns his bread and butter as well. A real fox in the box. Sakai. Verstraete. Turns with Mai. He looks forward, looking for Cosgrove. Collins, front position. He looked towards his keeper momentarily there, Ben Collins, before looking for the safety of the touchline. Well, he scored plenty of goals in Scotland with Aberdeen. Sam Cosgrove. That was 4 seasons ago now. He's moved around a little bit, had a couple of loan spells. Most recently with Barnsley. But certainly there's a feeling that he is the right player for that role when you talk to the people at Auckland FC. Guillermo Mai, nicely done again, closed down by McGowan. Elliott, the cross is not a bad ball. Souza with a good punch.
Well, he's been ever reliable, hasn't he? That was a decent ball into a good area. And there is Cosgrove coming, but and Souza dealing with everything that's coming his way.
And you have to go in that situation. You've got Cosgrove, Collins, Lethlean in front of you. Well played, Lesiotis again. He's a fantastic element in the middle of the park. Now, Juach. Oh, he's got there, Bull Juach for Heidelberg. He's done it. And they have the goal. Bull Juach, Raging Bull, strikes with 15 minutes left to play. Olympic Village celebrates. And is the cup set hat-trick on?
Absolutely remarkable. The Raging Bull. Cometh the man, cometh the hour, and he sends the crowd into raptures. They win the ball in midfield and he sets off. Now it's a foot race here between him and Dan Hall. Michael Wild gets it totally wrong and he just bullies Dan Hall off the ball and says, "Thank you very much." Bring one A-League team, bring two, bring three, bring them all. They don't care. Bull Dwights sends the Burgers 1-0 up against the reigning A-League premiers.
And there is the chant. We haven't heard it all evening. Alexandros. That rings out along with the history of this proud club. 15 minutes left to play. Auckland FC trail for the first time in this 2025 Australia Cup. And they will have to do what no team has managed to do so far. Score against Heidelberg. Asahi Yokokawa, his third assist of this Australia Cup to go with 2 goals. Lesiotis involved as well. That cool head in the middle of the park.
Well, you have to go back to round 3 of the preliminary qualifying for Heidelberg to concede a goal. Clifton Hill it was. Well, Auckland need to do something now. It's all on them.
Lockie Brook against Fulton. McGowan is there. Elliott looks for the free kick and gets it. Just a little overzealous from Jay McGowan. Shake of the head from Johnny Anastasiades.
Well, this is going to be a nervy 15 minutes, isn't it?
Now, they've defended everything so far. There have been some heart-in-mouth moments. Souza has dealt with those when called upon. But this is one of the parts of the game where Auckland built their reputation, where they made their name. De Vries, whose delivery hasn't been to his usual high standards so far in this one. This ball in is a good one. Lethlean, glancing header, and then a free kick at the back post. Foul on Sabignor.
Well, this crowd that's been largely kept quiet has come to life, and they can feel it. Just over 10 minutes away from an historic 3rd A-League Cup set in a row.
And a place in the final. It's their first ever semi. The closest they came in the NSL era was a grand final back in the day. This would be their biggest moment since then.
Well, it's Johnny A's 3rd semi-final, and he said in the pre-game, 3rd time's a charm, 3rd time lucky. He might have known something we didn't.
Collins deals with it all the way through to Yaron Souza, and he will be in no hurry. Ali up the line with Nyor. Again, the chant, the famous chant of Alexandros. Rogerson with Sakai. Guillermo Mai back out. Rogerson with Dan Hall. Gallegos. Great desperation from Jamal Ali, playing with that left hamstring, heavily strapped. Heidelberg continue to run everything down, continue to close down space, try and give nothing away. We know Auckland will keep coming. Auckland, who scored more late goals last season than any other A-League side.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Again, it's back. Souza using up every possible second under pressure from Cosgrove. "17 goals in the last 15 minutes of matches in the A-League last season from Auckland. 3 more than second best Western United. Only 4 sides hit double figures.
Well, they're going to have to call on all those reserves now.
De Vries back with Sakai. Verstraete. They do have time. There's no need to panic yet for the defending A-League premiers. Lockie Brook. Mai with Brook again, the touch. Idara going for it. They've won it back, only to give it straight back again. De Vries, oh, Cosgrove's been flattened on the edge of the box. Sakai does well, but he's out of position now. Can Heidelberg strike again? Oh, Nyor. It hit his heel as he was looking to break away. Free kick. Rogerson fouled. 8 minutes left, plus stoppages. This would be a record 5th cup set in a single edition of the Australia Cup. There were 4 last year. It would be the 5th for Heidelberg if it stays this way. This side that have played more Australia Cup matches than any other MPL side this evening. De Vries' ball is a good one. Souza's punch likewise. Ali. McGowan back for Jamal Ali. Again they look for Buljuach. Lockie Brook defended well, and Michael Vowd goes long. Ali, that's a great touch. Take him around Verstraete. McGowan under pressure. Lesiotis again. Oh, lovely football, Heidelberg. Silky stuff. Oh, and McGowan gives it away.
Well, they're enjoying it now, aren't they?
You could hear someone just cry out beautiful down on the sideline near us. It was exactly that. McGowan over the top. Yokokawa, it's a good run from deep. Juach is in the middle. Yokokawa through the legs of Ford. And now, if it wasn't before, it is really on. Heidelberg 2, Auckland 0. And Asahi Yokokawa has made one and now scored one.
Well, they're coming from everywhere. The substitutes, the fans, they're all getting involved in the celebrations. And why not? He's trying to keep a lid on it. Well, we just spoke about it earlier. Beautiful football in the moments preceding, but look at the run. Gets in behind Dan Hall. The run from George centrally keeps the defenders away, and he gets fortuitous. It's through the legs of Vowd. But you've got to reward the industry. It would have been easy to sit back and try and hold 1-0, but he goes forward, takes the chance, and finishes it. 2-0 to Heidelberg, and the upset is on again.
Well, there is going to be some plate smashing this evening at Olympic Village. Asahi Yokokawa. A little smile as he looks to the bench. Well, these players, it might not be now, but perhaps at some point this evening, at some point this week, they might just pinch themselves to make sure it's all real, that it's all happening. Having overcome the Wanderers, overcome the Phoenix, they now lead the Black Knights 2-0 with 5 minutes left.
And just 5 minutes and one match away from Asian football. An MPL team hasn't done it yet. Well, they're close to making the final. Avondale still to play tomorrow. But who would write this team off?
In it comes from De Vries, the header!
Oh.
Souza, flying save. Cam Howison almost with an immediate impact off the bench. Souza comes again, gets the better of Cosgrove. And again, punches. Lockie Brook. Oh, and I thought for a moment Souza may have just lost the flight of that one. It was Callan Elliott in the end, was it?
Well, again, Souza to the rescue. What a header that was. And as the ball comes back in, there he is again, over the top of his own players. And once again, well, Robbie, pick me a player of the match from these men in yellow.
Buljuach has to come off. His number is up. He's got his goal. After 21-20 in the league, that's 4 in the cup. And coming on, Peter Klaassen. The 2-meter tall Peter Klaassen moves up front. Well, there's plenty of hugging and congratulating going on the Heidelberg bench. Klaassen wins the first one in the air. Jamal Ali looks back, oh, he's been dispossessed. Is this the opportunity for Auckland? It's a good run. Needs to find support, does so. Vestrata skews off the right boot and is well wide in the end.
Well, they need to throw everything at this now, Auckland. And that's where the danger could be, that Heidelberg can catch them on the counter. There's nothing to hold back for now. They need to throw bodies forward. And they need a goal urgently to give them any chance.
Souza slips. Rogerson only finds Jamal Ali. It's behind Sabit Noor. Howison. Great challenge, Jamal Ali again. Mo Idara. Courageous. Free kick goes Heidelberg's way.
Well, he's had a quality game, hasn't he? But you could say that about every single one of these Heidelberg players.
Just a reminder here that at the conclusion of the match, spectators are not permitted.
We're into the last 60 seconds of regulation time.
Well, we've heard the ground announcer say that fans are not allowed inside the pitch. Well, I'm not sure if that's going to stand true.
Well, the ground announcer has fulfilled his part of the bargain, at least perhaps contractually, as they prepare another change. Never before has an MPL side managed 3 cup sets in a single A-League season, let alone 3 in a row. Chokdao is preparing to come on. Without a goal in the MPL season, 5 in this cup run. Doherty and Australia Cup combined. And Akiel Rafi is also coming on, having featured late on this season. 5 minutes of stoppage time. That's plenty.
Well, we've seen Auckland do it before. Well, let's just have a look back at Heidelberg's last 3 matches. Western Sydney Wanderers, 3-0. Wellington Phoenix, 4-0. And now as it stands with 4 minutes to go, Auckland FC, 2-0. 9 goals against A-League opposition in 3 matches, blot against. What a performance from that man's team.
Of part-timers.
That's
it.
Of
part-timers, Macca.
Surely they'll be allowed to have Monday off this week.
They've got finals to prepare for next week. They are right in the thick of it. And as you can see on that far side, the ground announcer's words of warning have only been a reminder to all the fans to get down to the edge of the fence. Lesiotis, what a player in the center of this midfield. Here he is again. Wins it back off Francis de Vries. And now the double change, the last changes for Heidelberg. Lesiotis comes off. They wanted him to get off this side quickly. Sabit Noor has come charging across. Referee has intercepted him. Back you go. Straight off on the near side. Let's get this game back underway. Chokdao and Akiel Rafi into the fray. What a moment for all these players, desperate to get on the pitch, even for just a second in this one. Klaassen bundles over Verstrata. They won't mind. 2.5 minutes left. Is it possible? Cosgrove gets the free kick. Oh, it's soft, perhaps. Collins is not happy. Set piece now for Auckland. 93rd minute, De Vries standing over it. Everyone except the keeper, Michael Vowd, forward for Auckland. They need this, Auckland, if they're to set up the grandstand finish. De Vries ball, back post. Cosgrove is there. It's loose and it's cleared. Jamal Ali. And now Jay McGowan. Here's Fulton. Yellow shirts swarming around the ball. Idara, outstanding from him in the second half. One for Klaassen to chase. 90 seconds left. Chokdao. It's come off Lockie Brook. There'll be no rush to take it. Yokakawa asking how long left. To the bench. Fletcher Fulton will eventually take the throw. Never before has an MPL side, a member federation club, won the Australia Cup. We've had 5 winners in the previous 10. Oh, it's Chock Dow, he'll get there first! Just wide! So close to the icing on the cake. The bench can't believe it.
They were off, they were out, and they were off to celebrate. Well, we were right behind that. It looked like it was about to nestle inside the post as time ticks away.
From 720 clubs, which began the Australia Cup 2025, one of the finalists is a semi-professional side from MPL Victoria. Heidelberg United continue to make history. A 3rd consecutive cup set against A-League opposition. The defending premiers, no less. Auckland FC, the latest to fall victim of this incredible Greek fairy tale. Olympic Village celebrates their heroes one more time. The magic of the cup is well and truly alive. Australia Cup 2025. The Burgers are into the final after defeating Auckland FC deservedly on that second half performance by 2-0.
Congratulations once again to Heidelberg United, finalists in the Hahn Australia Cup.
Well, the celebration goes on now. Steve Corica is out there shaking hands